Welcome back to the Chaos, everyone. I'm ChaosEclipse. Today we're back on ARMA Reforger. So I planned on doing a video on a series actually, on what you should build in what order when you're making a new base or when you're capturing one. And I was trying to get ideas, so I was looking on YouTube at other people's videos, seeing what's covered a lot, what they don't cover, that way I can make sure that I cover the things that they're not. And also, like, to more help new players than experienced players. Experienced players, I mean, for the most part, you know what you're doing anyway. You can always learn new things, I think, but I think it's easier for you when new players are coming in the game. For someone who's never played a military sim or anything like that, especially for my fellow PS5 players, which, by the way, I am on PS5. But anyway, so I came across this video. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say who he is or anything. You guys might be able to find him. I'm not telling you to go hunt him down. I'm not saying to badmouth him or anything. But I think his video was complete ass. Don't get me wrong. It was a bit informative. He did even show a couple things I didn't know. I'm still fairly new to the game. I played the original DayZ mod back on PC when it was like very vanilla, and then the standalone came out for console. I started playing that, and I've always hated the controls and everything when you're in the menu and all that. But I mean, I have a little bit of experience, so even this game, it is new to me. I won't say everything correctly. I'll point that out now. I will try to be as accurate as possible, and I will try to give you the best information as possible. But that's why I think his video was complete ass. Yes, I'm literally calling his video ass. I'm not trying to insult him or anything. I think he's like me. I think he's very new to the online YouTube thing, and it's one of his first videos. At least that's how it seems. He has more subscribers than me, which is great. I mean, he probably has the online personality for it and everything. That's awesome. Like I said, not trying to badmouth him at all. I'm just talking about the video he created, because he starts off by basically saying that console players suck, which I guess I'm not any better because I'm saying his video's ass. But anyway, it kind of triggered me. Not like, oh my god, I'm gonna rage and I'm gonna do something to this guy. I don't care about that. It triggered me because I think that if you're going to tell someone they suck, but you're also giving them information, you're not being as helpful as possible. And I will do the opposite. I won't tell him because obviously I'm not even mentioning his name, but I'll tell you guys some of the things that he left out. His video claimed to be a very, very in-depth, I guess, guide, but the majority of his videos is placing mines and blowing things up. And like the intro to his video started off with just him of clips saying, oh, would you like to be like this? And it's literally just him on vehicle mounted weapons shooting stuff. Like, he doesn't show taking over bases really. He doesn't really go over much of the building. So it doesn't seem as in depth as he was saying, which is why I think he's a new person. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the video here. Hopefully I can be a bit more thorough. I did make a previous video on this. It turned out to be pretty long. This one's probably gonna be longer than that one. So I apologize if it comes out to like 3-4 hours. It is 12:44 in the afternoon. I got off work at about 9 this morning after doing a 12-hour shift. So if I sound tired, if I hesitate at times, anything like that, I apologize. I am really tired, but I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible before I forget what his video was about, and I really don't want to watch it again. Not saying his video doesn't deserve it. Like I said, he did even show some things that I didn't know about. So I think he's going in the right direction, but I just don't want to watch it again. So to start this video off, this is mainly for PS5 players. If I know that I have Xbox people who watch my videos. I have PC people who watch my videos. I'm not saying you can't watch the video. I'm just saying all the controls I'm going to go over and everything about this game is going to be related strictly to the PS5. So if you know the conversions, like our square button is, I think, like your B button or something, or maybe Y, I'm not really sure, but that's why I'm not doing the conversion. But if you know the conversion, or you can look up the conversion, then it'll work just as fine for you. And one of the good things about this game is on screen in the bottom right now, you can see that L1 would give me service service states. The options button gives me credits. R1 is for feedback for them. So it will always tell, well, 90% of the time it will tell you on screen what button you need to push to do what. So if I tell you guys to drop something, look at the bottom of the screen. It should say drop down there or something, or I'll even point it out. And for us, I believe square is like, or yeah, I believe it's like square to drop a button. It'll say whatever the button is for you, whether you're on PC or Xbox. So, like I said, let's go ahead and jump into the video here. The very first thing you want to do, this is going to be your starter screen right here. And of course, this is going to be for absolute beginners. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to hit play. You're going to hit X to go into that play menu. And you're going to come over here to your training. You're going to hit X on that. And that's it. That's the entire video, guys. What I've done. I'm just joking. I can't sing. That's why I do these videos. I'm trying to get better at the videos, but I can't do the artist thing. But no, that's really not it. So when you come into the training, they're going to start talking to you and everything. They're going to be telling you what to do. I'm going to kind of ignore all that. We're going to hit our touchpad so we can look at the map. You're going to have all of these, well, you'll have all but 3 of these icons, if I remember correctly. So the icons you won't have starting off is going to be, I believe it's this one, capturing positions, squad leadership, and helicopter flying. Yeah, I believe it's those 3. But all those are the 3 you're not going to have. All of the other ones, if we zoom in here, you can see on the bottom left says R2. We're going to zoom in just a bit. I just tapped it there. So you'll have the first aid one, you'll have the driving, you'll have the obstacle course, the firing course, the long distance firing, the combat engineer, special weapons. Those are separate. I said that really fast. Long distance firing, combat engineering, special weapons. You also have land navigation, and you'll have vehicle maintenance. Once you complete these, they'll have these little green check marks like mine does. And after completing all of the little blue circles, that's when these other 3 will pop up. Like I said, you'll have the capturing positions, you'll have the squad leadership, and you'll have the helicopter flying. So everything in here will tell you how to do it. It'll tell you what buttons to push. It's very straightforward, but unfortunately the game is very buggy as well. So I made a previous video on the special weapons down here, because one of the issues with the PS5, I don't know if it's with the Xbox, but it probably is, just because they're both consoles. When you're doing the special weapons, they will have you pick up a rocket launcher, they'll have you shoot some targets, and then they want you to put the rocket launcher back into the crate. Putting it back into the crate half the time does not work. I don't know what's going on with it, but it just doesn't work. So one of the things that I want to show you guys right off the bat, and our shadow looks freaky, you can come here to this where all these signs are. You can see it says square transport request, so we're going to tap square. And you want to select wherever you're trying to go. So we're going to go down here to the special weapons one. I'm not going to do this again. I just want to show you guys how to reset it if it does happen to you. So you're going to tap X on that. We're going to tap it again because it didn't work. So you can see this one up here is the one that has like the little yellow brackets around it. So that one's currently highlighted. You want to make sure the yellow brackets come around this one. So we're going to tap X on it again. And it keeps going back up there. I'm not sure why. Let's try it again. There we go. All right, so tap X on it when the, and that's what I mean by it's buggy. I literally did the same thing 3 times just for that to work. No idea why it's like that. You just have to, I guess, visually confirm that the brackets are there before you spawn in. Some people, I've done it myself. You'll want to spawn in right away. You'll hit X and then you'll hold X because that's how you spawn in. And it'll put you somewhere and you have no idea where you're at. It's because it didn't actually select what you were selecting. So tap X to select whatever you're trying to select. We're doing the special weapons one. And then you can see down in the bottom left, it says confirm, and it has like a circle around the X. That means to hold the X button. So after it's selected, after tapping X on it, you're going to hold X, and it's going to spawn us over there. So once you're here, it's going to tell you, this guy right here is going to start talking to you. He's going to start telling you what to do. Oh, I think we have to initiate it. Yeah, so we have to initiate it for it to work. And the gun's not even here, so I guess we have to kind of initiate it here. We'll go ahead and hold square on him.
Here for the special weapons training? Okay then, listen up. Today we're dealing with two basic munition types. Anti-personal and anti-armor. Handle them properly, and we'll have no problems. Handle them improperly, and I guarantee I'll be scraping you up and sending you home in a coffee can. Got it? Good. Consider that your safety brief. Let's start simple. Hand grenades. Take some from the ammunition box here and move up to the grenade pit.
All right, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and pick up this gun here. So like I said, the rocket launcher is going to be down here. He's going to have you pick that up eventually, and he's going to have you shoot some of those targets, and then your objective is to put it back in the box. If for whatever reason it doesn't work, it disappears, you just can't get it, reset this entire training thing. You'll have to do it all over again, but it's the only way to complete it. Now, you guys are probably like, well, how do I reset it? The quickest and easiest way to reset is come over here, and you just want to take out the trainer.
Oh, that's it. All right, Fat Man, two can play at that game. Ah, friendly fire!
It'll tell you friendly fire is not going to be tolerated. You're in the training mode. Don't worry about it. It's not going to take anything away from the game or anything like that. It spawns you back over here, and then you'll go ahead, you'll reselect the training over there. So we'll hit square on this. Make sure it's selected, so we're going to tap X here. You can see the brackets are there. We're going to hold X, and it'll take us right back over there, and then you'll have to initiate the training again. So I just wanted to point that out because I did do a video on trying to put that back in the box, and I was still having issues with it and everything. So I wanted to just go over how to reset this or any of the other training, because I know someone else was having training with the not these weapons. I think it was just over at the firing range. There is a weapon with a bipod that you pick up, and they want you to mount it onto like some sandbags or a table or something, and he said that he was having trouble with that. He never got back to me, so I don't know if he ever got through it or not, but hopefully he did. Hopefully he's not still stuck on that and he just gave up or whatever. But yeah, the game's just buggy for console. I'm not sure how well it is on PC, so just keep that in mind. If you run into any issues like that, reset it. So now we're going to go jump into a game, and I'm going to show you guys from scratch, spawning in. Not necessarily what you should be doing, because I think you guys should play the game however you want, but I am going to show you some of the building. I'm going to show you guys what you should be building first, because that is some of the big issues that a lot of PS5 players are running into, or I guess not necessarily what issues that they're running into, but issues that PC players and experienced players, it's issues that they have with new PS5 players. I think I said that right. Pretty sure I did. So what we're going to do here is we're going to press the options button. We're going to go down to save and return to main menu, which it doesn't matter if it saves. I don't really care. We're going to hit X to confirm. It's going to bring you back here. I'm not going to click on anything here. I'm going to hit circle. I'm going to go over to multiplayer. I'm going to hit X here, and it's going to take me into the menu here. Now, there was an update recently on the game. I don't know exactly what it added. I do know eventually they're adding in new vehicles, new weapons, mortars, and that you can destroy the buildings. Those are like the main big things. There's a lot of other things that they're adding into, but those are the main big things. So I don't know if that's in this update yet or not. So if it is, I won't be going over those things, because honestly I have not played the game since that update. But what we're going to do is, I'm not going to pick a community one. A lot of those have mods. We're going to go to an official one, and we're going to look for a low populated one. So hopefully I can show you guys some of the stuff that's going on, and what, like I said, what you should be doing or what you can do. Like I said, you can play however you want. This is honestly just my suggestion on the game, on what I think you guys should be doing. Doesn't have to be done in this order, but it would, building stuff, I would say, the different, what would you call them? I guess the different buildings themselves, when you're building them, when you capture a base, those should be done in a certain order, which I'll go over. Obviously, you can still do it however you want, but if you're trying to help out, then there is a certain thing that you should follow. But like I said, we'll go over that. So we're going to click on official. We already did that. We're going to go over to players, and I'm going to sort by the lowest player. So we want here. Nope, it didn't sort right. That's the highest players, I think. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so these are the lower ones, and these are all Evron. These are the big map. They're all conflict maps. You do have combat ops. Combat ops, I believe, is only PvP. Or I'm sorry, not PvP. It's PvE. You will have your Game Master ones. Game Master is basically you creating your own scenario. If you go in as a Game Master, you're basically in charge of that map, and you can put where you want enemies to spawn, where you want the friendlies to spawn. You can designate what the objectives are, things like that. I haven't really done the Game Master. That was another thing that the guy, when I was watching his video, he was doing a whole bunch of stuff in Game Master. And if it's your first time jumping into the game and you have no idea what you're doing, you don't know he's in Game Master mode. You don't know that he's spawning this stuff in, and not everybody can do that. Like, that's just one of the huge main things that made me mad about the video, is he didn't tell you, hey, I'm doing this by basically being in God mode. So like, it's not stuff that you can do. Now, for some experienced players, it might be easy to tell the difference. But like I said, if you're absolutely new to the game, it's not going to help you at all, because you don't know what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. So we're going to go into one of these ones that have 0 here, and Evron. Evron is the big map. So let's go with, I guess this one. We'll just do, what is that, 300,025. So yeah, we'll just jump in here. We'll see if anyone's on. If no one's on, that's going to be perfect. It'll work out for us. All right, and when you spawn into the map, it's going to look like this. It'll say deployment setup. It's just going to show you what's going on. So it shows available factions. The Army has 0. Soviet or U.S. Army has 0. Soviet Army has 0. And the FIA is a non-playable faction. It tells you right there. It also tells you the colors, the little boxes that are next to it. So U.S. Army is going to be blue. Soviet Army is going to be red. And the FIA is green. And then it tells you your objectives is to capture several key locations, prevent the enemy from retaking them, make sure the objectives remain within your radio signal range. So one of two things. First, I hope this is not in night mode, because if it's nighttime right now, it's going to be extremely hard to see, and I won't be able to move forward. I'll have to go back and pick a different map. Secondly, if people start joining, it is a bigger map, so it'll still take them a while to actually beat it, but it can still go pretty quick, and they can still beat it while I'm trying to show you guys stuff. So if that happens, I'll also have to restart. Up in the top right, you can see how many players are currently in here, which is just me, one of 64. Bottom right, you can see how to continue. We're going to hold X to go ahead and continue there. So hold X. Now it wants us to pick either the U.S. Army or the Soviet. We're going to pick the U.S. Army. So hit X here. Says, are you sure you want to proceed? You won't be able to change your faction during the match. So what this means is these matches can go on for hours. They can go on for days. I'll explain how to win and when the game ends. But before I do that, they can go on for hours. They can go on for days. I just want to make sure that you understand that, because what this screen is basically telling us is the entire time that this match is going on, if you come back into this server, you're going to be whoever you picked. So if I pick Army and this is going on, and this map's still going on 3 days from now, it's automatically going to pick me in Army, or put me in Army when I come back in here. I won't be able to switch sides to the Soviet Army. So if you're playing with friends or anything like that, make sure that you all pick the same side. If not, you're going to be fighting against each other. Unless that's your intention, then hey, go for it. So we're going to hit X here to go ahead and proceed. You can see it spawned in this, which is my squad, Atlas Red 1. When you spawn in, it will spawn you in a group that's already in here, in a squad that's already in here. So if anyone else comes in right now, they're probably going to put in my squad. If you would like to stop that, which I do want to stop that, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit X to join that squad. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the I'm going to hit the touchpad and square. You can see down at the bottom, the one that says group menu, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to hit the touchpad and square. It's going to take me in here. So first thing I want to do is on the bottom right, you can see touchpad again. It says group settings. We're going to hit that. We're going to change this to private. So now anyone that joins the game, they can't jump in mine. If I want to have friends come in, I can open it up. They can jump in with me. But other than that, I'm going to leave it private. I'm also going to rename it. You don't have to do this, but instead of Red Atlas 1, I'm just going to name it Chaos, because obviously we're ChaosEclipse, and I just want to go by Chaos. So our group name is now going to be Chaos when we confirm this, which you can hold X to confirm. There you go. And you can see there now Atlas Red 1 is now Chaos. You can also Go back into, yeah, it's not gonna let me. I'm not sure how they do it. There's a way to change the icon, but maybe we have to be in game, or maybe it's something else. I'm honestly not sure. So I'm not gonna mess with that, but there is a way to change that icon. So we're gonna hit circle. We're gonna back out of there. You can see it's just us. Our group is now private and everything. Now we're gonna hold X and we're gonna get into the game. It's gonna start you here on the map. You're not always going to be at this spot right here, but this is where it's showing us. This is the only base we currently have. Almost everything else is probably green. There is probably a red one somewhere up in this area. It's going to be one of the purple ones. Your team should start with a purple one. Actually, I guess we don't. I could have swore that you started with a purple one. All right, well, I just learned something myself. So the main objective is to capture the most, not sure how to say that. I'll leave that alone for now. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to the objective in a minute. So basically, this is the only spot we can spawn in. When you spawn into a game, if you're into a game that's already going, you'll see a whole bunch of blue ones, a whole bunch of green ones, a whole bunch of red ones. Depending on whatever faction you are, like we talked about, if you're U.S. Army, you'll spawn in on one of the blue ones. If you are U.S., or I'm sorry, if you are, what is it, UK Soviet? That doesn't sound right. UK and Soviet, that's not the same thing, is it? Is it? I don't know. If you're the Soviet Army, I don't want to insult anyone. I apologize if I did. If you're in the Soviet Army, you're gonna be looking for a red square, just like this one, but it's gonna be red. So, whichever one you pick, obviously make sure it has the little brackets around it. You'll hit X on it. Just tap X to make sure it gets those little yellow brackets on it, and then you're going to hold X, and that's what's going to spawn you in. So we're going to hold X now. That'll spawn us in, and of course it is nighttime. It might be turning daytime because we are the first ones in here. So we'll go ahead and leave it because I can still kind of see, which means you guys can see, because it's very dark for console players. So I'm not too worried about what we can and can't see right now because we're going to go back to the map and we're going to talk for a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in this tent right here and we're going to go back to the map. Did I just hear someone? Oh, it's the radio. I always forget that those radios talk. All right, so we're going to hit the touchpad. So when you're here, if you highlight this square, you can see some information on the screen. It says main operating base below my cursor there. It has a few symbols, and then it has a little box that says 600 out of 600. Those symbols are the buildings that this base has already built. If they're highlighted. All of these are grayed out, so basically this base has nothing right now. The only thing we have is the 600 of 600 of those boxes, which that means that that's how much supplies this base has. So the supplies, you can actually come out and you can look right next to it. There's a little tent here. Hopefully you guys can see this, where this little blue box is. You can hit square on that and you can see over on the left side, which I don't have a cursor anymore, over where it says vicinity on the left top corner, right in that box, there's like a picture of boxes that says 600 out of 600. That is these boxes that are right here. So there's 600, not saying there's 600 boxes, but there's 600 supplies here. What that means is that you have 600 supplies to spend on whatever you want to build. If you come back inside this main tent here, this should be the only tent you have. If you go inside this main tent and you come to the very back, you're going to be looking for a board like this. It says start building, 600 supplies available. You're going to hold square on that. So once you hold square, it's going to give you a couple different options down here at the bottom. Before we go over those options, let's go over how this build menu works. So we're going to kind of go up some, which we can't really see too much. There is a huge white circle that you guys can see. I mean, obviously there's like it's real cloudy. You can't really see past there. But there's a huge white circle that is around this base. Everything inside of this base, or I'm sorry, everything inside of that circle is this base. So whatever you're building, as long as it's inside the white circle and you have the amount of supplies for it, then you're able to build it. So you can see down in the bottom left, it says available services. Like I said, everything's grayed out. It also shows the supplies you have. But in the center at the bottom, it shows you the things that you can actually build. So The highlighted ones, so like this heavy vehicle maintenance one here, we can build that. The small fuel supply, we can build that. The light vehicle maintenance, we can build that. The ammunition supply, we can build that. The radio relay station, we can build that. So basically we can build all of these things that are highlighted. If you notice, there are some that are grayed out and they have chevrons over top of them. Chevrons are the little arrows, the rank insignias that you can see, the little 3 arrows pointing up on the living quarters there. Technically, we have enough supplies for that. But what that means is that you, at your current rank, cannot build that. The 3 chevrons pointing up, that is a sergeant. You have to be a sergeant in order to build that. This field hospital, that is for a corporal. You have to be a corporal to build that, and so on. So if it's grayed out, it'll show you the rank on it. Or if it's grayed out and it doesn't show a rank, then check your supplies. You're probably low on supplies. So this is the first menu here. It just shows all the stuff that you can build as far as buildings that you'll actually need. If you hit R1, you can see you have other stuff here. It's more like defensive stuff. You have roadblocks, little machine gun nests, bunkers, things like that. Even like little checkpoints and everything for like vehicles. If you hit R1 again, you can see this is more defensive stuff, but it is kind of singular stuff. So you have like just your regular stack of sandbags and everything. I don't really use these, and I really don't use these. I don't use either one of the defensive stuff, but don't get me wrong, if you want to, you definitely can. So if we see a road, like there's a dirt road right here, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, hopefully you can, but there's a dirt road right here, looks like it's headed out of this place. So one of the things you can do is you can build a bunker, you can build like a little checkpoint here, so that if there are any enemies are coming up to it, you have a defensive position, things like that. We're going to go over the... Uh-oh, it's not letting me switch anymore. All right, well, since I can't switch back, like I said, it is buggy. We're gonna go ahead and leave the menu here. The way to leave the menu, you can see, is up in the top left. So touchpad and hold the triangle button. So touchpad, hold triangle. There we go. We're back in the base. Trying to see if it is becoming daylight. It kind of looks like it. I think you guys can see a little better now. We also do have a flashlight. If you look in the bottom left, it says to switch on your flashlight, you just double tap up on the D-pad. There you go. There's your flashlight. Oh, it looks like they actually upgraded the flashlight. It used to be a lot dimmer, and it didn't really point up in the air like that. That's interesting. It kind of just pointed up in front of you, but that is definitely a little better than it was before. Not much, because I don't like the cloudy feel that it gives you, but it's not bad, I guess. All right, we'll go ahead and turn that off, though. So first things first, we're going to come in here. So supplies is a big thing. Like I said, supplies is one of the main things that you need. But because we only have the 600 supplies, we can still build something. And the very first thing that any base should have, this is one of the things that is huge for PS5 players. Everyone always goes for the ammunition supply because you want the better weapons, you want the sniper rifle, you want better clothes, you want a backpack, everything like that. That's great. Problem is, you build that, you're still not going to have supplies, because when you build that, when you pick up a sniper rifle, I believe the sniper rifles cost you like 60 supplies. So you might get one sniper rifle out of it if you're being greedy. But if there's a whole bunch of people spawning at your base or anything like that, you're not going to be able to get anything. Or if you want like better stuff, more stuff, you're not going to be able to spawn it all in, because that supply is not going to keep coming unless you're running supplies. So the very first thing you want is this radio relay station. That is the very first thing anyone everywhere should always build first, is the radio relay station. So we're going to build this. We're going to go ahead and hit X on it, and we're going to build it just right here across the street. You can also hold R1. And yeah, hold R1 and you can use your left stick to turn. You see the yellow arrow that's at the top there? That means that is the opening. So that's like the entrance to it. So we're going to face it towards the road. So where's the road? Here's the road. Here, we'll face it towards the other tent there. Let's face it right there. We're going to go ahead and back it up some so it's not completely in the road and it's actually white. I don't know what that yellow meant. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if you can actually place it there. I'm not going to try. The red is because there's a vehicle there, but the white is how you want it. So we're going to go ahead and hit X here on the white one. There you go. It's placed. Now, if you look on the bottom left where it shows 600 out of 600, it is now only 335 out of 600 because it costs us 275 to go ahead and build that. Now, technically, it's not built. It is just a blueprint of what's going to be built. So now we have to actually go and build it. So we're going to exit the menu again by holding the touchpad and triangle at the same time. That puts us back out here. You can see over here, you'll have, I don't know if you can actually see these. There's little pegs in the ground here. You can kind of see that little stick sticking up there. There's one there. There's one by this vehicle here. So there's 3 little sticks here. I think there's even a 4th one here. So these little pegs tell you that there needs to be something built here. If you hold L1, not L1, R1? No. Oh, not R2. Hang on, I gotta find it, guys. Like I said, I haven't played in a while myself. Where's it at? That's not it. Put that away. That's not it. There we go. So if you hold right on the D-pad, let's go ahead and put that compass away. No. Hold right on the D-pad. You'll want to select this entrenching tool. You can see it has it pulled out. Once you select the entrenching tool, I'm going to call it E tool for short. Once you pick the E tool, it'll show you the blueprint of where something is trying to be built, even if you have more than one. So if we had this and we had the arsenal somewhere, then you'll see the arsenal too. But what you do is you come over here, you'll look at the ground, and you'll hold square to start building. So you're going to hold square, and it's going to do 20% at a time. It will be built when it's at 100%. So there's 20. There is 40. And this will go faster the more people you have doing it. There is 60. 80. And 100. So, hopefully you guys heard that. Once something is built at a base, the radio will automatically come on and it will notify everyone that something has been built here. So if we look back in the build over here, it was at what was it, 355, 325, something like that. You can see here this says 600 supplies available still. So if we click on it again, you can see that Point Montana now has 600 supplies available. And you're like, well, how did that happen? That is why you need to build the radio relay station first. The radio relay station will automatically generate supplies over time. It doesn't always give a large amount. Basically, the way that this works, from my understanding, I could be wrong about this, but the way that it works from my understanding is the more bases you have connected to it, like you see how they all these red lines just popped up. So we're basically getting over time like passive supplies from all these places that have the red lines, even though they're not ours. So if you highlight over it, you can see it does say the 600, and you can see that that little lightning bolt now is highlighted, meaning that we have the antenna there. The antenna's there, it's set up, everything like that. We're good. So we have another 600 now. So this base can only currently hold 600 because this tent only holds 600. Now there are other buildings that hold more. The one here does not do that. The one here has 2 main functions, the one that we built. One is to get the supplies passively over time. That's the first one. The second one is that now other players can spawn in here. So if this was not the original base, which obviously it was, so anyone could spawn in here anyway, but if it was not, say this was a base that we took over and we hadn't built one of these, no one would be able to spawn in here yet. You'd have to run over here. So the other thing, actually, you know what? That's not true because I've done it myself. So the main thing for this is the supplies. That's it. Supplies passively over time. I apologize because I just thought of it. You can spawn into any base that's blue, meaning it's captured. You just won't have passive supplies coming in. So that's what this is. This is passive supplies. It lets you see all of these. So remember, these were yellow. We only seen like one. I think it was Oregon and this one, maybe 2, that were a different color. I think this one here was green and this one here was green. All the rest of these were yellow, kind of like these other ones. So basically what that is now that we have the antenna up here, we can see past the fog of war and we can actually see these other places that are like owned by the non-playable faction. And if it were owned by the Soviet faction, then they would pop up as red as well. Um, so I said I was going to go over how to basically win the game. If you look up in the top right, there is two flags. You have your American flag on the left here, and you have your Soviet flag on the right. There is a 5 in the center, and there is 0 on the outsides. So the 5 in the center, I believe that's going to be the same for all the Evron maps, and I believe for the Arlen maps, it's going to be a 2 or a 3. I think it's a 2. Because that map is much smaller. But basically what this means is the first faction to capture 5 of the purple named places, so Georgia, Oregon, Indiana, any of the ones that have purple names, Arizona, New York, Michigan, and I think there was another one down here somewhere. Yeah, Maryland. So 5 of those places, you automatically win the game. It doesn't immediately happen though. I guess it's not automatically. But what happens is a timer will pop up on the map. A timer will pop up on the map for everyone. Both factions. It'll say U.S. is winning if you're on the U.S. side. Well, if U.S. is winning, it'll say U.S. is winning. Um, if you're on the Soviet side, you have about, I think it's like 3 minutes to start capturing one of the other ones. So say Georgia is probably the closest one that they can capture back, and we own 5 of the other ones, so we're automatically winning. The timer's going. If one person gets here and they start capturing the base here, that timer for the US to win will automatically stop. If they capture the base fully, the timer goes away. If they die, the timer will just continue. But that's basically how it works. And then once the timer counts down to 0, if the US is winning and UK doesn't take it back, then that's how the map ends. So that's why I say it can go on for minutes, hours, days, whatever. So, and I apologize, guys. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm covering everything. I know this is all very fresh. Hopefully, you guys are still with me on everything. While I'm going through this, if you have questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. Let me know exactly what you're asking questions about. Just be like, hey, at 3 minutes in and 45 seconds, you said that I was a dumbass. Why'd you say I was a dumbass? Something like that. I'm not going to call anyone a dumbass. But you get the idea, though. And it does look like it's still becoming daytime. So maybe it is. But anyway, so now we have passive supplies coming in. We can come back in here. We can build more stuff. So what I was talking about is there's currently 600 supplies available. That is also the max that this base can produce. If you look at it on the map, let me go back to the map real quick. If you look at it on the map, you can see it says 600 out of 600. That's because we're currently maxed out and it can only hold 600. If you come back in here and you want it to build anything else, like more, what we can do is we can come down here and I'm going to build a heavy vehicle maintenance point. That's the next one I want to do. Now, this part is the debatable part. A lot of other people will start going for ammunitions right away. You can do that because if people are spawning in here, they're going to be taking ammunitions. They're going to need, supplies for the front lines, everything like that. But I will say, if you're the one that is upgrading the base, it is completely up to you, unless you're like working with a team and they tell you, hey, we need that ammunition there first. Then hey, go for it. Unless you don't want to do it, then you're the one that's there. Pick what you want. What I would say is don't do the ammunition supply first, because the way people spawn in, from what I'm aware of, is they'll look at the map, they'll hover over this, and they'll say, oh, there's no ammunition thing there, and they'll go look for another place to spawn in. Obviously, like I said, if this is the only one, they're going to spawn in there because they have to. But if there's multiple places where they can spawn in, even if this one's closer to the front line, if there's no ammunition thing there, they're not going to spawn on it because they can't get their loadout. They can't get their weapons. When they spawn in, they'll automatically have their little starter loadout, but they won't be able to get like a sniper rifle or any explosives or anything like that. So most of the time they won't spawn on it. So what I like to do first, after the radio relay station, we're going to go for the heavy vehicle maintenance point. So I'm going to click on this. We're going to find a nice spot for it, which this area is horrible. Jeez. think all these trees are the problem. Oh, was that white? Yellow. Thought I seen it white there for a second. I guess not. Alright, I guess we're going to do it down here somewhere. No? Is it really not going to let me? I mean, I can try doing a yellow one. I don't know if it'll work though. Let's try it. So we'll do it right here somewhere. Let's see if we can turn it. So R1, left D-pad. Not, oh, is that yellow somewhere right there? Oh, there we go. That's white. So we'll go ahead and place it there. Now, normally what you want to do too is kind of try to line these up with the road so it makes it easier for people to get in and out. The road's actually right here, so we're going to be kind of blocking it just a little bit, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I like where it's at. We're going to go ahead and leave it here. So we're going to hold the touchpad and triangle again, and we're going to go over and we're going to build that. So once again, hold right on the D-pad, pick your E tool. We're going to see where it's at. I think it was this way. Might have been the other way. I think it was the other way. Yeah, let's go back the other way. And then obviously you do have a couple vehicles here already. We do have 3 of them. Yeah, I think it was over here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so we are blocking the road just a little bit. That's fine. Got to be careful here. There is, so coming in and out, you're going to have to just be careful not to ramp over that. We're going to go ahead and build this bad boy. This one only does 10% at a time. Once again, like I said, if you have more people, it will go faster. Bear with me here. Now, do you guys see what just popped up there on the right side of the screen? It says private, showed a little green thing, and then it turned yellow and it says building. That's basically me getting XP for building. And that is one of the reasons why you want to capture these bases. You can get XP for building. You can get XP for doing supply runs, which we will go over that. Or you can get XP for just taking over other bases. Look at that. So here is our vehicle depot. It looks like it comes with its own floodlight, which is fine. I don't like this thing here. I don't know what that's going to disassemble. That's going to disassemble the whole thing, so it's not that tree thing there. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue, but we can still drive out right here. So we'll be fine. So basically, when you want to spawn something in, you'll look for a board that looks like this one here. You'll hit square on it. You can see current supplies available is 570. But now if you look in the bottom left, it says 580 out of 4,000. It just went up to 590. So you can see we're already getting that supplies over time. And the max is now 4,000. So even if we go back over to the main part of the base, back over here to the main tent. Come on, run faster, guy. So here's our main tent with the American flag here. You come inside here, you can see that it does say 650. It's because, like I said, we're getting that over time. So now we got I said 660. I meant 650. Now it's 660. Now 670. But you can see here, the cap on this is also 4,000 now, down in the bottom right. So what that did, and this is why I do the heavy vehicle thing second. The heavy vehicle depot, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, maintenance point. It comes with its own supply as well. So if you look over here, you can see right here, it says supply storage. So back here, you'll start seeing boxes come in. Over here, right here, you can see boxes coming in already right there. That's the extra supplies that we've been getting. And I think there's even one on this one. Is there or is there not? No, only those two. But this is the entire depot here. And to spawn in a vehicle, like I said, you'll come here, you'll go ahead and hold square, and you can spawn in whatever vehicle you want. As long as, once again, you have the rank for it. So you can see there that mobile command center, you have to be sergeant, and the, what is that, the arsenal truck, you do have to be corporal for that. But the rest of these you can spawn in. So there are different little symbols. I don't know what all the symbols mean. These first two, the little chairs, I believe that's for transporting troops. The little box shows that they can hold storage. And it even tells you how much storage each one can hold. So these two can both hold 200 storage. This one will hold 160. That one 380. Or no, that is how much they cost. My apologies. My apologies there. The little box just shows the storage that they can hold. So you can see this one here, the fuel truck holds fuel and ammunition. This one will hold ammunition and storage. This one can repair. It can hold ammunition and storage. This one is for building and can hold storage, and this one is for ammunition and storage. Now, it doesn't tell you this, but there are some that hold more storage than others. I thought it does tell you, but I guess not. So one of the ways to find out, I guess, is to just spawn one in and see how much they can hold. So we'll spawn in, let's see. These are the exact same name. Oh, I guess one's covered and one's not. All right, we'll take the covered one. That way the enemy doesn't know whether we're transporting troops or enemies. So we'll hit X on it. You can see it gives us a little outline here, just like building anything else. We're going to turn it so that it's not going to be rolling downhill right when it spawns in. We'll put it right there, and if it rolls backwards, it'll roll into that rock. So we're going to go ahead and spawn that in. Oh, and I think we spawned it on another rock. We did. I hope I can drive over that rock. We'll see what happens. So now we can go ahead and exit this. We'll hold touchpad and triangle. Exit that. You can come over to the back of it. And you can see, you can load supplies, you can unload supplies, you can get in as a passenger, you can open cargo. If you want to see how much the truck actually holds, you can hit the touchpad. Nope, not the touchpad, I apologize. Not that either. Which one is it? Come on, think. There it is. Tap right on the D-pad. And you can see vicinity, so the truck itself will hold an additional 600 supplies. So it says 0 out of 600 there. So what you want to do now is you want to start doing supply runs to be able to get more supplies here. Or if no one's spawning in, like it's just me right now, I don't have to do supply runs because while I'm talking to you guys, we're still generating supplies. So you can see right now we're at 900 of 4,000, and that little plus 10, that just means how much we're getting every, I think it's like 5 or 10 seconds. I'm not sure exactly, but that's what the plus 10 is. The more lines you have connected to it when you build that base, that's how much supplies you're going to get. I think each one does 2, probably not. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, it's not 2 each. Maybe it just depends on how big the other bases are. I'm not sure on that. But more lines, the better. So you can see now, whoops. So you can see now under where it says main operating base, you can see that it also has a vehicle thing there, and it has the lightning bolt that are both highlighted. That tells everyone that there is now a heavy vehicle shop there, and there is also the point that is generating supplies over time. So quickly we can go over those symbols. The one on the far left, which I can't really show you because if I move this cursor it goes away. The one on the far left is your arsenal. That is for your armory to be able to get weapons, everything like that. The one next to it, it is a small little vehicle. That is for your light vehicles, all of your Humvees, and I believe it even has a an ambulance in there. The third one that is highlighted, that is the heavy vehicle one that we just spawned in. The next one, which I didn't know these two before, but I figured them out after playing for a while. So the one in the middle there, it looks like a snowflake. That is actually your first aid tent. Your first aid tent is basically if someone is hurt in the field and they make it back to the tent, even if they don't have supplies, they can heal themselves inside of that tent. Whether they have broken bones, they're bleeding, anything like that, as long as they make it back to that tent, they get healed. And I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if you just walk in the tent and it just happens, or you have to actually go up to the board and use things. I'm not sure because I have not done that, but I do know that that's how it works. The next one to the right of that is a little tent there. That is for any living quarters. There are also 2 sets of living quarters. There's a small set of living quarters and a larger set of living quarters. I believe they both let you spawn in NPCs to be able to guard the base. So that is up to you whether you want to spawn that in. I do believe you have to be a pretty high rank to spawn that in, or even if you don't have to be, you do have to be the highest rank, which I think is major, to be able to spawn in NPCs. The one next to that is the lightning bolt. That's the very first thing that we went over, which is the antenna. Next to that, you have a helipad. So obviously, if you're trying to spawn in helicopters, that's where you want that. Once again, you do have to be a pretty high rank for that. I think you have to be at least a lieutenant to be able to spawn in helicopters. And then the very last thing there is a little fuel symbol. That is to spawn in a fuel station for your vehicles. So this truck here, we spawned it in, and as you can see, we did spawn it on a rock. So let's find the gas cap right there. No support structures and vehicle found, blah, blah, blah. I thought it would tell us how much fuel we have in there. Let's take a look and see if we can see it in here. Alright, well I can't really tell here, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold the start button, the options button on PS5. Look in the bottom left, you can see we started with about a quarter of a tank. So if we build a refuel station, we're going to go ahead and get out. If we build a refuel station, we can fill this bad boy up. So let's do that first. And also, if you build a refuel station before building the... What am I hitting right here? I don't know, there's something there. If you build the refuel station before building the vehicle depot, I do believe your vehicle spawns in with more fuel. More than just a quarter. I think you spawn in with a half or 3/4. I don't remember exactly. So, like I said, it's up to you. You may want to build a fuel station first. But I did the vehicle station so that we can start getting more supplies. Look at that. We're already at 1350. So we're going to come back over here. We are now going to build a refuel station. So the one here that says small fuel supply depot. And we're going to put it over next to the to where the actual vehicles are going to be spawning in at. So this is where the vehicles are going to spawn in. We're going to put it right here along this road on the opposite side. See if we can place it right here somewhere. Alright, I don't want it all the way up in the road. Right there is fine. So the little wood piece there is on the road. Part of the front of that is on the road, but I think we'll be fine there. Let's go ahead and place it there. Go ahead and exit that. We're going to run out there and build that real quick. Our E-tool. There it is there. Want to get close to it and you'll see when it says start building just by looking at the ground. So this one's going to be 20% at a time as well. Alright, and look at that. We got some more rank there. They just did tell everyone that Montana does now have fueling stations. So now we can do this two ways. If you have a jerry can, which there may even be one in the truck already. I don't think so, but let's check. Oops. Let's go here. Open the truck. There we go. There's one here already. So we're going to go ahead and take this. Pick that up. We're going to come over here. We're going to select it out of our... I keep it in the wrong button. We're going to select it out of our bag here, and we're going to equip it. So you can see there it says triangle on the bottom left to equip. So while you're highlighting it, you're going to hit triangle. It should put it in your hands. And it didn't do it. It did it for my flashlight. This is what I mean by it's buggy. So we're going to highlight it again. Hit triangle. There we go. Look at that. All right. And then what we're going to do here. Hello? Okay, just unequipped it from me aiming in. Let's try this again. Let's unequip the rifle first. So, nope, I don't want to equip that. I want to... How do I unequip it? Right, let's just try equipping this again. Alright, it is in our left hand. Of course. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to come close to it. We're going to do it this way. Sorry, I keep hitting the touchpad to go into the main menu or into the inventory. It's tap right on the D-pad, and I know this. I just played too many other games. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and highlight the fuel container here, and we're gonna hit square to drop it. So there it is. Now what you can do is you can come up to it. Since it's right next to this, it does have to be next to it. I think anywhere on this little wooden platform will work. You're going to highlight it. You're going to go down to fill fuel container, and you're going to hold square. All right, once that's full, you're going to pick it up, which it says unavailable. I don't know why it says unavailable. We're going to go back in here. We are going to pick it up. Pick it up. Why is it not picking it up? Is it too heavy? Did I just ruin this? Pick up. Is it because I have the weapon in my hand? We're going to drop rifle. Pick up. Pick up. Pick up. Yeah, it's because it's too heavy. I guess that's because of the fuel. How much does it weigh? 10. Why can't I put it in my hands, though? It should go in my hands. Alright, whatever. So, one way to do it is, if you can pick that up, you can bring it back over here and you can fuel this up. Since I can't do it, you'll put it in right there. Since I can't do it that way, we're going to do it the easy way. I wanted to show you guys both, but it doesn't look like it's working. Alright, and then to start up the vehicle, you can actually look down over here. You can hold square to start engine. What I do, because R2 is the gas, I just hold R2. He'll start it up on his own, and it'll automatically start trying to drive forward. Now, we're going to hold the options button to zoom out, and we're going to try to get over this rock real quick. Since I'm an idiot and I spawned it on top of a rock. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Watch me blow this thing up. Oh, you got it. There you go. Nice. Alright. So, what you want to do is you'll figure out which side the fuel cap is on. You're going to go ahead and reverse as close as you can for the fuel cap to be over that wooden piece there. So, right there. We're going to go ahead and you can just hit circle to jump out. You can hit triangle to stop the engine. But circle jumps you out. We're going to hold the options button again, zoom back in. And now, because we're closer, you can see that we can just refuel here. So we're going to hold square, and we're going to refuel. And like I said, if you do the fuel station first, it will give you 3/4 of a tank, I do believe. In fact, we can test that right now since I'm the only one on the server. So we're going to fill this all the way up, and then we're going to move it forward out of the way. Look at that, perfect. All right, now we can get in as driver. And then we're going to drive up and out of the way. We're going to park it right over here by these trees. Hey, another rock. Alright, right there's good enough. Turn that off. And we're going to jump out. Pretty sure I just went up on another rock. Yeah, that's alright. This spot is horrible. Alright, so let's come back over here. We'll spawn in a new vehicle. Then we'll see how much gas it spawns in with. So we're at 2,000. We got plenty of supplies. Let's spawn in. We'll do the same one just so you guys can see that that I wasn't wrong about it. We'll just spawn it away from the rock, like right here. There we go. And then we will exit this menu. Oh, and that's why I spawned it in front of the rock earlier. Okay, it stopped. Alright, so let's see how much fuel it has. 75%, look at that. So 3/4 of a tank when you already have the fuel station, or you'll have to fill it up on its own. I don't know what that line right there is. I must have knocked over something when I spawned it in. But yeah, so the whole reason you want to do that is because now you can start taking those trucks and you can run to supply depots, which are these little green things here. You'll find them all over the map. But you can, there will be either enemy players there or NPCs. Most of the time, if it's already on your side, it'll be NPCs. You guys can see me take over one of those in another video. But what you'll do is you'll take out the NPCs, you'll back up the truck to the supplies. So I will show you that here. Supplies are what, right here? Yeah. Alright, so we'll use this truck. Get in. Start it up. Don't drive off the cliff there. And we're going to back up over to where the supplies are. Which actually I should go forward. Alright, and the reason why we went forward is because we have to back up to the supply spot. So there's supplies right here behind us. We can back up. We want to get as close as we can to that sign. Not right up on it, but I think right there is good. You can stop the engine again, jump out. Go back into first person. If you guys want to stay in third person, that's fine. I just prefer to drive in third, and I prefer to play in first. So this is a storage thing here. Like I told you guys before, there will be boxes starting to pop up in here with the more supplies we get. Because we've been getting supplies over time, that's why you see boxes here, and there's actually a lot more over here where before there was only a little bit. You can see all those boxes in there. So now what you want to do is you want to come up to the back of the truck here. You'll go down and look at that. You can see load supplies. If you guys remember, this truck holds 600 supplies. So you can hold square and it'll do, what is it, 50? 100 at a time. And then once you have your 600 supplies, you can run this truck to wherever you need. You'll find, so like say we took over this place here and we grabbed the supplies and we came back and we needed to drop 600 supplies here, you'll literally do the same thing. Find any one of these. It can be this one. It can be the one over here. This one here. As long as it says supply storage, it can be the one over at the main tent over there. And you'll back up to it just like this again. You'll come up to it and you'll unload it. So you can see there we're at what the base is currently, well, this specific location only has 2,900. So that's why it says 1,100 out of 2,900. But we can also throw another 600 in here. So we can go down to the unload. We can hold square and you'll see that that 100 does, or that 600 does go back in there. So that's how you would bring it from another place and put it here. And then you can see that that's empty, and now you can see that the supplies back in here. So that is how you would do a supply run. But like I said, of course, you would actually have to do the physical work of going to one of these little green dots that I'm highlighting right here, and then coming back to Montana or wherever you're trying to run supplies and go ahead and drop it off there. Now I will point out, whoever drops off the supplies, if you're playing with multiple people, or if you pull up and someone is offloading your supplies for you, whoever unloads the supplies is the person that is going to get the XP. So if you back up to a spot and someone starts unloading your supplies, tell them to stop, that you brought it, you'd like to do it yourself or whatever. Hopefully they understand, hopefully they know what's going on, but you're going to be the one getting the XP if you offload it. If you did the run, you killed all those enemies and everything like that, you'll get some for killing the enemies when you kill them, but coming back and actually unloading it, it's going to be whoever unloads it. So those are probably the first three things that you'll want, and then depending on your rank is going to depend on the next few things that you end up building. So I would say work your way up to the highest thing possible, which is the living quarters. And like I said, I do believe that that requires sergeant. So, and it's the big living quarters. So you have the small living quarters here, which says 275, and then you have the big one here, which is 475. I can't build this because I'm not a sergeant. But you'll want to be sergeant, you'll want to be able to build this, and then you'll also want to be able to be, I think it's either lieutenant or major. Or actually, I think they call it captain. I don't think it's major. But it'll show like a solid bar. The lieutenant is going to have 2 bars, I believe. And actually, wait. I might have that reversed. I think the lieutenant has 1 bar and the 2 bars is the captain. I don't remember. So I was previously in the Marines, like in real life. The Army's rank insignias are different, so I don't remember what theirs are. But it'll just have 1 solid bar, like a little white bar, kind of how it has these insignias of the chevrons here. It'll have one of those, and whatever rank it has is what you have to be. But you'll build the living quarters, and the reason why you want to be the highest rank is because at that point you can spawn in NPCs, and the NPCs you can leave there on the base to guard the base when no one is protecting it. And then of course you'll want to do helipad whenever you can, because that's how a lot of players will be transported back and forth and everything. So what we're going to do now is we're going to spawn in a light vehicle one. Actually, you know what? We're not even going to do this. We're not even going to spawn in anything else here because we already have light vehicles. So we're going to go ahead and leave. Like I said, you'll still want to build this base up completely if you're building bases. Go ahead, build whatever you need. Light vehicle, heavy vehicle. If you can, the living quarters, the helipad, the field hospital, all that stuff you want to build. What we're not going to do is we're not going to finish that. We're going to jump into this Humvee here. We're going to start this bad boy up. We're going to figure out which way we're facing here. Why is it not? That's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Where's it at? Why is it not? No. Did I just not have one? I don't think I do. Did my character change? I guess I never really spawned in a thing. Or no, this is what's in the trunk of the Humvee. Okay. No, see, I have a compass. All right, well, this is going to bring us to our next big thing that you guys want to like. It's the biggest thing in the game that will help you out the most, other than the tutorial and this video. You'll want to hit the options button, just tap it one time. You'll go down to field menu. Every single thing in the game, I don't care what it is, every single thing in the game is somewhere in this menu. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to pull out my compass. I can't remember how to do it, so I'm going to go down to navigation. There's my compass right there. I'm going to hit X on it, and you can see that it is down on the D-pad twice, which I was hitting left. I thought down on the D-pad was the binoculars. So if I go to items, binoculars, down once on the D-pad. Okay. So that lets me know. So down once on the D-pad. It's not pulling out the binoculars, but it did pull out the compass. All right. So right now we're facing north. So what this means is right now we're facing north. We're facing this way. So if we zoom in here, you can see we are on a dirt road and we're facing north. So we're probably a little more down here, I think. And we're facing up this way. So we're going to want to go south because we're going to go take over Oregon by ourselves. So, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and build the arsenal because I'm going to need more weapons and stuff to be able to take over a base by myself. I'll probably end up dying. So we're going to hold square here. We're going to go ahead and build the arsenal, which is the ammunitions thing here. So this is it here. This is the thing that I said that you should not build right away because, well, I'll explain in a second why. Oh, come on. Oh, why is it not rotating? What am I doing wrong here? There we go. Okay, let's face it. That's front. So can I put it right here next to the thing? I won't go there. Oh, it'll go right here. Alright, so let's place it there. Exit this menu. Come out here, we're going to build it real quick. And you don't want to be standing inside of it. Go ahead and build this up. Alright, and then once...
All stations. Additional weapons, ammunition, and supplies have reached Point Montana. Out.
Alright, so once this is built, you can see there's that little symbol that you can now see on the map. If we highlight it, you can see there, the little far left symbol there. So you'll want to come up to this. Right here is where you can get weapons and ammunition. On this side is where you can get equipment and clothing. So over here, We're going to hit square on open arsenal, and you can see all the weapons that the US has. What I want is the sniper, which is this one down here. Now, before we take this, I want to point out some things. So, you guys remember that we're getting supplies over time. Right now, we're at 2925 out of 6100. That 6100 is used to be 4000, but now that we built this, that gave us another 2100. So that's why I said you want to keep building other stations like this, because it will help you get more and more supplies. But the 2925, you can see it does show it in here. It's very small. On the left side under vicinity, it says arsenal dash weapons. Under that, it shows the supplies available. Right now, it's showing 2955. If you look under every single weapon and most of the armors, you can see there's little numbers there too. So I want the sniper, which is that brown gun that's there. That's the easiest way to point it out. So this gun here, it is the M21 SWS. You can see it says supply cost 60. So when I take this out of here, it's going to cost the entire base 60 supplies just to grab one. So if I have 10 people here, that's 600 points right there if they all take a sniper. That's why I said this is one of the things that you want to build kind of midway through when you're building all of the stuff, because if you build this first, people are going to be spawning in here. They're going to be taking the weapons and everything, and you're never going to be able to build a vehicle station. You're never going to be able to build a fuel station, anything like that, because people are just going to keep spawning and they're going to keep taking supplies. So we're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to hit X. And then we're going to come over here to the right side. We're going to go down to where the empty slot is, and we're going to hit X there. You can see it put it in there. Now, if we don't do it that way, the way that we can do it, let me go ahead and put that back. The other way that we can do it is when you come in here, you can go down to the whatever weapon you want, and you can see it says pick up on the bottom left, where it says circle for back, X for select, or square to pick up. I'm going to hit square. It automatically goes down into my weapon slot on the bottom right because there's no weapon there. If there's a weapon there, I do believe that it puts it in your pack if it can fit it. If not, it just won't let you take it. Now, on top of this, we are going to need extra ammunition for both guns. So our M16 takes these 5.56 rounds. We're going to take the I thought there were armor piercing ones in here. Is there not? Wonder if they changed that. All right, well, we have full metal jackets and tracers. We'll go ahead and take some of those. So if you look on the right side, you can see we currently already have 6 of them, which these 6 are exactly what we're going to take anyway. So we're going to take just a few more. So we're going to take, let's go with 2. So you can see that 6 went up to 8, but it's also making our Alice pack heavier. Now we need ammo for our SWS, our M21, which if you don't know what type of ammo it takes, you can highlight over it and it will tell you right there. So M21 SWS, it takes 7.62 by 51 millimeters. So what we can do is we can come back over here and we can look through each ammo thing for that that type of ammo. Now I already know that it is on the second page here, and it's these ones here. So you have your sniper ones, you have your full metal jackets, you have your armor piercing. There's the armor piercing I was looking for. And then you have your tracers. I don't know what the sniper ones are versus the full metal jackets and stuff. I don't know if maybe they just have like better velocity. I honestly don't know. But you can see it also shows you how many rounds you have in each mag. So it says right there it's a 20 round mag. We're going to take the armor piercing ones. We're going to take, let's do 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3. Now you can see our Alice pack there is almost full. So anything else you guys want to take, you can go ahead and grab. I'm going to switch a couple things out real quick. So we're going to get rid of our bayonet. So our bayonet is right here. We're going to highlight that bayonet. We're going to hit square. Now keep an eye on your bag when you do this. Make sure it's not dropping anything else. You've seen earlier when I was highlighting the fuel can and it kept selecting the flashlight. So when you highlight something and you hit square to drop it, make sure it doesn't drop anything else. So let's drop the bayonet. Perfect, it did the bayonet. Now the reason why I'm getting rid of the bayonet is because we're not going to use it, because we're going to take a suppressor. There's 3 different suppressors here. You have just your regular Mark 33, which is black. You have your olive one, which is just painted green. It's an olive drab one. And then you have your camouflage. It doesn't matter because your gun is black anyway. I don't know if they actually have camo M16s. I never really actually looked. They do. I never really paid attention to that. Anyway, so we're going to grab the regular black one. I'm going to hit square on it to pick up. Now you can see it went in our bag. It did not go on the gun. And then there's two other things I'm going to pick up. We're going to take the ART2 scope. This is for the sniper. So we're going to hit square on that. You can see it went up in our blouse up there. Up. Oh, come on. There we go. Up here. So I want it to go directly on the gun. You can't do this with the suppressor, but you can do it with the scope. So I'm going to put it back into the bag or into the box. So I'm going to hit square on it to redrop it. And then I'm going to select it again. But this time, instead of hitting square to pick up, I'm going to hit X. You can see there it's highlighted. And then I'm going to go over to the gun itself. And I'm going to hit X here to drop it. So it went straight onto the gun there. I don't even have to worry about it. Now, the reason why that it didn't do that with the M16 is because the M16, if you hold triangle, you can inspect it here. So you can look at changing the firing mode. You can change or detach the mag. It also has a muzzle flash here, which they call it a flash hider. We're going to detach that. And now you can see it gives me the option to either reattach the flash hider or put the suppressor on. We're going to put the suppressor on this way by holding square. There you go. And then now in our inventory, if we come back in here, you can see we have the muzzle flash right there, the flash hider. So we're going to drop that so we're not taking up too much space. And then there's a couple other things that I want to grab that I believe are on this side over here. We're going to hit square here. So if you look in our inventory here, you can see that we have one morphine injector, we have one tourniquet, and we have two bandages. I'm going to take over a huge base by myself. So I'm going to take more than two bandages, which you can see over here on this side. Bandages don't cost anything. So we're going to take, I don't know, 3, 4 of them. So look at that. We have 4 extra ones now. So we have a total of, what is that, 6. We're going to take one other tourniquet. And we're going to take 2 morphine injectors. Morphine injectors do cost 3. And then the last thing that we need that you don't have any of, that you absolutely need, are these saline bags. The saline solution is basically if you've bled too much and you need to kind of replenish your blood there. That's what the saline bags are for. If you don't have them or if you don't find them on enemy players and your screen's like basically black and white, then you're very close to being dead. And you should probably back off and go find a saline bag somewhere. But we're going to take 3 of them with us. Oh, can we even take 3? All right, we can only take 2 because the third one won't fit. Now, one of the things that we can do is we can come over here. We can drop these smoke grenades because I never use them. So we're going to drop those. And it only dropped 1. We're going to drop the other one as well. Let's see if we can grab another one now. Probably not still. Yeah, we still can't get it. Okay, that's fine though. We're going to leave it like that. What is this? That is a regular radio. Yeah, we're going to leave it like that. If you really want to, you can load up your vehicle here with more supplies. So if you want to take some more medical supplies or whatever with you, you can do that. You can also look in the trunk, hit right on the D-pad, just tap it. Look in the trunk by holding X on the vehicle, which will open up the vehicle. So you can see there's 2 bandages in there. We have 24 extra mags. We have a fuel can. We have a mine. We have a landmine marker. We have belt-fed rounds. I believe that's for the gun on top. We have a grenade launcher. Well, not a grenade launcher, but we have grenades for a grenade launcher, which we don't have an M203, and there's not one on the vehicle, so that's fine. The wrench is to fix the vehicle if it does break down. And then we do have an Alice pack that you can take an Alice pack. We don't have one on us. I don't normally take an Alice pack. The more stuff you carry, the more it does weigh your character down. You'll move slower, things like that. Figure out whatever you guys want, whatever you're comfortable with, you know, your movement and everything, and leave it there. All right, so we're going to get back in here. We're going to turn off. No, turn off the headlights. Come on. It's showing them still on. No, there we go. Okay. We're facing north. We needed to go south. So that's obviously behind us. So we're going to start up the vehicle here. We're going to head south. Now the NPCs in this game have Hawkeyes. As soon as you're close to them, they're going to see you. They will start shooting at you immediately when you're in the vicinity. So we're going to have to stop quite short of where we need to be going to be able to take over that base. So we are going to go straight down this dirt road. We're going to keep going. We're not going to go anywhere on the four-way. We're just going to go straight across till we hit the main road, which is going to be a paved road. We're going to follow that to the right, and then we're going to take the first paved road to the left. Now they probably have a few guys out here on the main road, so we're probably going to stop like down here somewhere. So after we make that right, we're going to make a left and then kind of stop at that first little area, and then we'll go on foot from there. We can either go down through here, or we can actually hit up the road and come through the main gate. We'll probably just go down through here though. So let's go ahead and get going. And then one of the other things that I've noticed, a lot of new players, they don't know how to read maps. They don't understand where to go, how to tell where they are, anything like that. When you are in a squad, you will see your squad on the map. Well, you'll see your squad leader on the map. He'll have the little blue arrow. Like if we go back into our menu here and we go to group menu, you see the big blue square there with the X in it. That's what you'll see. And for me, if you're in my squad, it'll say Chaos Atlas Red 1. So you'll know, hey, that's my squad leader. If you're playing with a friend, one of the things that you guys can do is just make your own squads each. Have one person in each one, and you guys can see each other on the map. But if you guys get separated, you're going to have to know how to read the map and figure out where you're at. Main suggestion on that is to either find a main road by a town, because there are signs on the roads telling you where you're going in and out of, or you can figure out where you're at by looking at basically land markers. So like if you're over in this area and you notice the water over here, you'll have to be like, okay, well, I'm near the water. And then from there, you'll have to try to figure out, is there any buildings near me? How many of these little trails are near me? Things like that. You'll just basically have to look at land markers around you and figure out where you're at. So even if you're near water, obviously you can be anywhere along here, you know, because there's water everywhere. So you could be all the way up over here and think that you're down there. But being up over here, you're also going to see these little buildings here. So see some little weird buildings with a little path going through. Maybe you see this base over here, and you know you're facing north because you looked at your compass and these buildings are on your right. So that's how you would basically tell where you're at. But it does take some time to get used to it. I did do a video on that. There's also a really, really good video by Damage Dealt Gaming. I put his video in my video that I did. And then if you're also interested, a hint for you is on the bottom right there. You can see it says you are in central Everon, northwest of Spruce Hill. So northwest of Spruce Hill, that would mean that you're what is it, southeast? Like Spruce Hill is southeast of you. So if you look southeast somewhere, there should be Spruce Hill down here somewhere, which I don't see anything called Spruce Hill. St. Pierre, look at that right there, Spruce Hill. So find Spruce Hill, you're northeast of it or northwest of it, so somewhere up in this area, and then you can start looking for land markers and everything. So we already know that we're on this road here though. Let's go ahead and follow this. And we have 3/4 of a tank, so I wasn't really worried about getting fuel. Geez, this one does not turn as good as the other ones. And keep in mind, you can run into enemy players or enemy NPCs at any given time. Like they could be closing in on your base. I could run into the... Oh, please don't blow up. I did not think that was that steep. You need to flip like that. But they could be closing in on my base right now, on that main base, and the only way I would know is if I start getting shot at like that, like that, like that. Alright, well, this just got interesting. You can roll away, vehicle. You'll also want to be careful. They are a crack shot, even through the trees. Sounds very close to me. You flanking me? Oh, other one got back up. Lost him in the trees. I see him. He's down again. Gonna give him a good old double tap there. He had a grenade in his hand. Alright, so that was actually the second guy. Because the other one's still over there behind the tree. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me switch to this sniper here so I can zoom in a bit. There you go. There's his head. So when they fall down, it does not mean that they're completely dead. You'll want to double check by just coming up over to them and double tapping. Just to make sure. You can also search their bodies. You can take their clothes. You can take their clothes. You can take their radio. So if they're enemy players, you can actually dress up as an enemy player. You can listen to the commands from the. That doesn't feel like it's shooting him. He's probably glitched. You can take their radio. You can listen to the enemy commands, or if like they're talking on the platoon radio in public, then you can hear what they're saying. So there is a little bit of tact and stealth to the game as well. It just depends on how you're playing. So I didn't go back for the vehicle because we're already on the paved road here. And even making this little turn here, it's not going to be that far. So we're just going to go ahead and run this out. Plus, we're already seeing enemies. So if we bring a vehicle, we have a chance of letting enemies know where we are faster than going on foot. So if I would have got shot right there, and I needed like saline bags or bandages or anything like that, but I still won the fight. As long as I'm not dead, obviously, I can search their bodies, look for medical supplies, things like that. I had to do that in a previous video where I almost died quite a few times. Oh, I'm already getting shot again. Problem is I don't know where it's coming from. We're just going to keep moving forward. It sounds like it's coming from back that way. Maybe even down the hill here on the right. I think it's down here somewhere. Yeah. What is that? So we're like right here, right here. So that's down there. There's nothing there. I thought it was going to be like one of these little supply things. So we can actually go ahead and turn around as long as we can get inside this gate behind us. We're basically already here. We just need to find an opening in this gate. I'm not worried about the guys on the right. For the most part, they won't close in on you from that far away as far as I know. But still stay on your toes because I'm not 100% sure on that. Here's a break in the fence here. We'll go ahead and take it. We also have some telephone poles in front of us, which is this solid line here, the solid black line with these dots. So we're basically already like right here somewhere. Well, I would say more up here. This is a water tower, if I'm not mistaken, so there should be some type of water tower in the area as well. Could be that watchtower. Also, why am I not in first person? Alright, yeah, oh god, I came to this base before and I died. in one of the previous videos. This is going to be fun. They're going to see me way before I see them. I'll tell you that. That's what happened the last time. I ended up dying over in that area back there, trying to get in the base while someone else was coming through the front. And that's in the video. But yeah, we'll see if we can sneak up here without being spotted. Oh, there's the guys right there. Alright, let's back off some. Problem is, like I said, they can see us through the trees and everything, and we can't see them through the trees. Now, obviously, you won't have this issue if you're playing against actual players. This is just NPCs that can see you through the trees and everything. And these are NPC bases currently that we're trying to take over. There's no other players on the server at the moment. Shadow rangefinder. I mean, even shooting him, though, it's not going to help anything because they're all just going to start shooting at me. All right, let's just let's try to get down to the gate, get some cover there. Even when they're going to see me. Even when the enemies do see me, even if they don't know exactly where I'm at, they are going to be doing suppressive fire. So just because they're shooting nonstop does not mean they know where you're at, but you will be being shot at a lot. They also don't shoot in front of you unless that was part of the update. So if you just keep moving to the side and you're not that close to them, more than likely they won't hit you. But if you're close to them, that's when they're deadly. So that's why I brought a sniper with me. Because I want to try to pick these guys off from afar if I can. And I'm pretty sure he sees me. No, he doesn't. And there's like three or four down over there. Well, someone sees me. Alright, let's get moving. We're going to try to close in down on these guys. Yeah, they're already reacting whether they see me or not. Alright, let's see if we can pick one of these guys off, one or two of them. Those shots sound close. I need to not run. Let's walk so that we're not going to be as shaky when we're trying to aim in here. I don't know where he went. Also don't know who's shooting at us exactly. Is that a guy over there? It is. Not him. He's probably not dead. He might be. His arms just fell over. Oh, that was right in my face. Alright, yeah, they're all going to start shooting at us because I actually took one of them out. So now we're going to have to do the rest of this up close for the most part. We'll see how far we get here, but this is Oregon. If we can take over this place, I'll show you guys exactly how it looks and what you should be looking for. The main thing you want to find is a building with a tent, not a building, a tent with a flag on it. And you want to kill people within the vicinity of that tent. I don't know how close they need to be, but for the most part, all the ones around that tent are the ones that need to die for you to be able to claim the base. I saw shots over there. And they all did stop shooting, so. But they're probably also closing in on me. Someone sees me and I don't see them. Go back this way. Oh, were there guys behind me? Did you guys see those birds that were coming up out of there? That is because there's someone up in the trees. I thought I saw some. Ooh. Ooh, where's that coming from? I think there's someone up there somewhere. There is. He's not the only one shooting, though. Who else is shooting at me? Someone else is shooting at me that I can't see. There is a peak mechanic, but I honestly don't remember what it is on PS5. Who is shooting at me? Oh. Oh, they hit me. They hit me. That is not cool. I'm not sure where those shots are coming from, but they're out there. Alright. We are bleeding, so down in the bottom it tells you what you need. Well, we're not bleeding. We have an injury. If you're bleeding up by your helmet, up over here, to the left of this, at the very top, you'll see a little blood symbol if you were bleeding. This symbol here in the middle just says minor injury and shows chest. Down at the bottom, it shows our 3 morphine things. That means if you take one of the morphine things, it should fix that. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to fix it right away, because obviously injuries take a while to heal, but we can hold triangle on one of these morphine things. Bottom left, you can see holding triangle is going to use one. So we're going to hold triangle here. It'll use it. There we go. Now over time, that should heal and go away. I don't even think we needed to take that, but better safe than sorry. Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to lay down. Now you guys can hear the heartbeat and everything. That means that I am actually bleeding. So we're going to do right on the D-pad. There's a little blood symbol. So we're going to do first things first. We're going to do a bandage. So highlight the bandage, hold triangle. Well, never mind. Let's see if I passed out or actually died. Right now I'm just passed out. I didn't think I was hurt that bad to where I had to do it without being able to explain it to you guys. And we're dead. We definitely died. Yep. Alright, so that's basically it. Now we need to spawn back in and get back over there again. So we can spawn back in here again. Hit X on it and then hold X. You can see we are back over here. We can grab supplies again, which this place has been generating supplies the entire time. So we'll come over here. There is also a way to save your loadout, which I honestly don't remember how. We'll see if we can figure that out right now. So let's go ahead and grab everything that we had before. So sniper. We're not even going to take extra M16 rounds, but we are going to take the sniper rounds. For those, we'll take our silencer, we'll take our scope. And if you want, there is also a scope for the M16. I'm not going to take it though, because that's what screwed me up the last time, is having a scope and trying to fight close quarters with it. All right, and then we are going to drop our bayonet. We're going to hold triangle. We're going to detach our flash hider. We're going to attach our suppressor. We're going to go back in here. We're going to drop our flash hider. Come over here. Hold square. We're going to take extra bandages again. Extra morphine kits and as many saline kits as we can, which it only let me take 1. And that is because we have 2 scopes. I did not mean to take 2 of those. We'll drop that. And then take that. There we go. Alright. Now let's see. Is there a way? How do you save? Save loadout. US items only. Okay, so hold square there. You saved your current loadout. It can now be selected in the respawn menu. Supply costs 127. Okay. Alright, well, that's how you save it. Alright, where was that other Humvee at? Back here somewhere? Was it on the other side? There was two Humvees when... Oh, there it is. I'll say there was two Humvees, wasn't there? Alright. We need to go south again. So that is behind us. Alright, and now the thing is, I don't know where the guys came from that were up on the hill. Because as far as I know, there wasn't anything else in that area. Yeah, see, there's like no bases up here or anything, so I don't know where they would have came from, unless they just followed me from up the street, maybe? Which is definitely a possibility. But the problem now is that I only took out, what, 3 guys total? And a couple of those guys might even still be alive because I didn't get to double tap them. And then now there's extra people there, that the ones that came up behind me from the hill. So, oop, forgot about that. We're good though. Made it that time. No enemies here. We're good. A little bit of lag there, but we're okay. Oh, there's another. Oh, they're just out here, I guess. Alright, well, let's take care of them. Missed. Oh, no. Well, so much for taking care of them. They're so dead. Trying to flip it over. I don't think you can. At least not from the inside. And when I get out, they're immediately going to unload on me, so I'm pretty much dead. Yeah. Alright. No more messing around, guys. No more messing around. Let's go ahead and go back here again. We'll see how loading up the thing works. The save loadout that we had. Alright, out here. Here. Oh wait, I was supposed to do it when I spawned in, wasn't I? Oh wait, no, I already have it. Yeah, because we already have the sniper and everything. And have the silencer. Okay, yeah. Alright, well, we'll just take this truck. How much fuel's in it? Doesn't matter, we're not going that far. We're going to take it either way. 3/4. These things are so horrible backing them up. Alright, so we're going to stop over there where we seen those guys at. Oh, wait. No, we're going the right way, right? I think we are. I hope we are. Yeah, we're going south. Alright, now I can't flip this one because this one I can't flip back over. You need like 15 guys flip this over. Which technically I think you need 3 to flip over a Humvee. But the Humvees can also, like, they're kind of glitched to where you can rock them back and forth outside of it and you can flip them back over that way. But this would just be impossible, period. Alright, so we need to slow down up here at the crossroad. Right here. So we'll hit our brakes a bit. There's the bump there. Alright, now we can speed back up. So let's go ahead and take out these 2 guys up here that we've seen. Now they will also, if they have it, they will also shoot rockets at you. Yeah, I figured they already seen me. Oop, I think they flanked further. I saw one of them running this way. Problem is, like I said, they have Hawkeyes. They're going to see me way before I see them. I might be dead again already. Oh, there they are. And they don't see me. Take out this one. He's trying to pick him up. He's down too. Still alive though. Alright, I think they're both dead. Now, if we wanted to, we could reloot ourselves and get, you know, our stuff back as far as like the bandages and stuff, but of course we don't need any of that now. Alright, we're gonna give these guys here a little double tap. Just to be sure, if you want, you can take their weapons, their ammo, but we're not gonna mess with that. Let's go get the truck. We can move a little faster. Let's see, can we flip this back over? It's gonna say 3 people. Oh, 4 for this one. Where'd it go? I figured it's on a hill. We might be able to do it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Alright, let's take this. I just want to use it just to get closer to the base. They're gonna know we're coming anyway. And then we're not going to go up the hill again because I think the guys that were coming after us are still there as well. We're going to go more towards the main gate down here. Oh, easy, easy. Yes, I know, they're going to shoot at us. But I'm going to get up against this fence here. We have some cover. Oh. Yep, he sees us. There we are, we're close. Now let's go ahead and get out. Come on, get out, get out, get out, get out. Now they will use grenades. They will use grenades and stuff to blow up your vehicles and everything, so that's why I wanted to hurry up and get out. Oh, he definitely saw me. There's one there too. Sounds like he is. Ooh, there's a grenade that I was talking about. Back off a bit. Oh, hello. want to go over there because they were throwing grenades over there. Let's go back out. We can go around this way. Are they up in the trees? Sounds like someone's shooting at me from out here. Someone is. Where's he at? Where's he at? They got to be on the main road somewhere, and I don't see them. Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, well, I don't want to make this video too long, so we're going to go ahead and call it here, guys. So basically, what happens when you get to a base is you have to take out the main people that are by a tent that looks like this. It'll have the Soviet flag, or if it's the people we're fighting, the other faction, it'll have, I think it's a blue flag. It'll have one of those two flags. Whichever flag it has, as long as it's not American or whatever team you're on, then that means that it's not your base. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to get close enough to that that tent, and you should see a bar at the top of the screen. That bar will start filling up. Once that bar fills up completely, the flag will change. If the bar does not fill up at all, or it's taking its time to fill up, anything like that, what that means is that there is an enemy somewhere in the area within the range of that tent, and it's being contested. Now, if it's one enemy and you have like 2 Americans there, it'll still capture, but it'll capture slowly. Same thing with like if you're trying to what's it called? If you're trying to capture a base where there's already people at, what'll happen is if you have 2 people and they only have 1 there, it'll capture slowly. But if it's like 1-on-1, it won't do anything for either side. So basically, it's like a numbers game. Like whoever has the most people are the ones that'll be in control. So if there's 1 enemy there but there's 2 Americans, then it'll be capturing it, but it'll also do it slowly. Now you still will need to take out that guy, because if you just leave, then what's going to happen as soon as you leave, it's just going to start recapturing for him. And as you can see, we spawned in this vehicle just now. We still do have 3/4 of a tank because we already have a fuel station spawned in. I can't believe there's still no one on the server. Is there really no one here? Players. Yep, just 1 on the American side. That's crazy. I mean, it's also 2:34 p.m. on, what, Tuesday? So everyone's probably at work. Like I said, I work nights, so I'm alright with that. We are definitely going the wrong way. Jeez. Things are so horrible at turning around. Careful with these. Yeah, and there are bases that are a lot flatter than that, where you can actually lay out stuff pretty good. Most of the time what I do is I'll take the vehicle things and I will put them closer to the roads, and then I'll do the fuel station like I did here. I'll try to put it as close as I can to the road. I won't try to put it on the road. I did it this time because it wouldn't spawn on that slope, but I will put them as close as I can to the road so that when vehicles are leaving, if they have a long way to travel and they don't jump in someone's helicopter, they're going to need fuel even if they have 3/4. So put it there. It'll definitely help people out, or even for people doing supply runs, if they're on one of those main roads that's going in and out and you have that fuel thing there, they can always stop on their way in or on their way out to grab fuel before actually leaving or coming or going or whatever. Oh look, and here's our other truck. Can I knock down trees yet? No. Then again, there's a rock there I'm gonna hit first. Alright, we can go this way. So I guess the update wasn't for the terrain destruction. Well, I say terrain destruction. It wasn't for the building destruction because when they add that in from the update that I seen, you are also going to be able to drive over trees to knock those down as well as the blowing up the buildings. And the whole reason I always jump out of the vehicles, like I didn't jump out this last time because I was close to them when I flipped that Humvee, but if you're kind of far away, they will shoot rockets at your vehicle and blow you up. So don't stay in your vehicle too long if you see enemies, especially if it's NPCs. If it's enemy players, it may not matter. You can probably just drive around them or whatever, just because most players, I say most, but I'm sure it's going to happen, most players won't carry rocket launchers. They'll just carry like 2 regular guns like myself. I do the sniper and the M16. Don't get me wrong, you will have those people that like blowing stuff up, so it'll definitely happen eventually. But just be aware that that's not always the case. Alright, so we got, what is that, 2 guys there? They're going to throw a grenade, so I'm going to jump out here and run away. I don't know if they see me run by that opening. There was an opening there that I could go through, but looks like I'll have to go further down. I know I said I was gonna stop the video, guys, but we're gonna keep going since we're already back. I think they're shooting at the truck over there. Oh!
Atlas Red 1.
Hey, look at that. We just got promoted to corporal.
You've just been promoted to corporal. Carry on doing what you're doing, soldier. Out.
I don't think that guy's dead. Dude, I shot you I don't know how many times. Stop cheating. He's gonna throw a grenade at me. Did the other one get up? He was bandaging. Alright, so I think we killed all the ones on this side. Now we just need to get the ones over there by the main area. Those are the guys that I killed before, in case you're wondering. Come on. Oh. Don't know where. Ooh. Through smoke. Now these enemies will flank you, so you do need to be careful. Too much smoke, I can't see anything. Can't see him. Sound like they're in the building. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if I got the one that I seen over there. I don't know if that's him, because he came from that way, but he could have been flanking around the back over there. Or if there's another one. And I could go this way around this building, but I don't know if, well, it's not that I don't know. If I go that way, then they're all going to start moving this way, and if I didn't kill the one over here, the one that I think is still alive, he definitely has a chance of coming up behind me. No, it's not a person. I think that might be the tent. Yeah, there's their flag. The blue flag I was telling you about. They also have a helicopter pad here. That's crazy. Alright, so let's go this way. Now there's, where there was people out here, this is one of the guys I originally killed from the very beginning. Body was like out here somewhere. They can see me through this, but I can't really see anything. Alright, let's make our way towards that tent. There might still be guys here. So let's make our way towards the tent. Oh, there's a guy right there. Switch, because he's gonna see me before I see him again. I don't know if he went outside the fence or not. I think he did. If we can... Oh, look at that. We're already capturing the base. Friendly forces are capturing this base. Alright, so let's go ahead and stand here. We're close enough to the tent, I guess. And that last guy that walked away was probably the last one here. Now, if it stops, that means he came back in range. So he's probably on the outside of the fence looking for me. But you'll see the flag change from the... I think it's called the FIA to the American flag. Unless somebody comes up behind me and domes me. There you go. So now it's our base, and you can see at the top of the screen it does show Americans have 1 and the Soviet have 0. And you can see I was also promoted to sergeant. So you can see here on the map now, this base is ours, and once again we have nothing here. So no arsenal, no nothing, but we do start, because it's one of the bigger bases, we start with 4,700. So the very first thing we need to build, what is it, guys? Put it down in the comment section. If you said the antenna, you are correct. If you said anything else, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. Don't you ever build anything else. Let's see if we can find that guy that went out here. I don't know where he went. Also didn't know there was a ladder here. He's probably going to shoot me while I'm climbing down it. Alright, yeah, I don't know where he's at. So in a situation like this, if you were a major or anything, since we have the base captured and we didn't technically fully clear it because we know there's still people alive here, you would probably want to build... You would probably want to build the living quarters. And you'll want to, what's it called? Build the living quarters, and you'll want to spawn in some NPCs. So like I said, even though we don't have that antenna, you can click on it. Oh, can you not spawn there? You actually do need the antenna. It won't let me click on it. I did not know that. That's interesting. Yeah, so it spawned us back over at the other one. So yeah, we still need to get an antenna down. So I guess the spawn thing was right. It was accurate. Let me see, what else do we need to cover? So, like I said, the biggest thing you guys want to pay attention to is this field manual. If you're having trouble trying to communicate with people, trying to figure out how the radios work, come down here to communication. You can see that there's communication, there's chat, that's chat. There is direct communication. It tells you how to do all of it. It even tells you what buttons. You can see here, hitting L1 will toggle the chat. So if I'm out here and I hit L1, you can see on the left side there, a little speaker that's locked comes on. If I hit L1 again, that little lock goes away. So there's a couple different ways to do that. If you're trying to talk on the radio, probably in communication as well. Yep, there you go. You can come over to radio communication, read through this, use the right stick to scroll down. You can see here there are different frequencies. It looks like your main frequency for either one is 48, but to select your active radio, you'll do L1 and square, and then the talk over the radio, it's holding L1. To cycle the transceiver, because there's 2 channels, you can use L1 and circle, and then to select long or short range radio, you can do L1 and X. So everything you need to know is in this field manual, guys. This field manual will save your lives. It's everything you need to know. Like literally, it's everything you need to know. But like I said, I still think you should start with the tutorial. The tutorial is going to be a little bit buggy. If you have issues with it, kill one of the NPCs. It'll reset you and finish it. Because if you don't finish it, you're going to get into the game and you're going to be like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And like I said, you can still use the field manual, but if you go through the tutorial, you'll at least understand what it is that you need to look for. So like if you're trying to figure out how to take over a base, obviously that's going to be under building, but you don't know what the different buildings do. That's what you can use for the field manual, or you can use it for the in the tutorial, because it'll tell you, hey, you can build this, and this is what it's for. You can build that. That's what it's for. It'll also teach you about explosives. It'll teach you about the different guns. It'll teach you how to mount. Everything's in there, guys. Everything. So like I said, questions, comments, concerns, put it down in the comment section. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. This is going to be for absolute beginners. I'm not showing you guys any advanced stuff. There's really nothing here. If you do actually want to see me take over... What's that sound? Oh, the generator, the floodlight. Yeah. If you do want to see me actually take over a base and build everything, you guys can go watch one of my previous videos. I talk about everything that can be built. I even grabbed an NPC squad. I threw them in a helicopter. We went and took over a place. I did some nighttime action stuff. I ran some supplies. So if you guys want to see any of that stuff, make sure you guys go and watch those videos. But thank you all for joining me. I do play other games. If you guys want to take a look at my playlist there on the channel, I have over 200 games at the moment, I believe. But yeah, thank you all to everyone who is a new subscriber currently. I will be putting out the new subscriber list for January sometime in February. I always do it a month in advance. I can't say always. I recently started doing it. I've done it before, and I recently started doing it again. Currently, I don't have a schedule when I'm posting videos. I'm posting as I go because of my work schedule. I used to have one. I will try to get back into doing that. It just depends on how the YouTube thing's going, how tired I am from work. So it just depends. But thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.